I have 3 sets of tires, rim and tire combinations for the X-Max. I have the original X-Max tires and rims, wheels in other words, and I have Power Hobby Raptor XL belted tires for the X-Max, and of course I have the Proline Slingshot paddle tires. Now the Slingshots don't have vent holes in the rim, but the Traxxas and the Raptors have vent holes. So I will be talking about the vent holes just in a second here. So stay tuned. As you see, there's a vent hole. Actually, there are 2 of them, 180 degrees apart, but there's one there. Now, I want to fill those. Some people use tape and other means, but what I found that I like to do with the vent holes is to plug them up real good. Now, how to do that? What I've come up with for myself is screws. So I put screws in the vent holes. There's another tire with the screw in it. So what I do is I get wood screws and match them to the hole. The holes are different sizes and different wheels, different rims. And I cut the threads into the plastic with the screw with its pointy end still intact. But I don't want to leave the screw in the rim with the pointy end, because it will possibly damage the rim on a hard hit, or the foam or whatever. So I grind off the tip after I cut the threads into the plastic. I grind the end off, and that also works well for finding screws, because the longer the screws are, usually the bigger they are, or the bigger. What you want is to match the hole, the size of the hole. Sometimes the hole is fairly big, and you won't find a short screw with a diameter that's big, fits the hole. So sometimes it's like a 3/4 inch long screw. That's way too long. But you match the hole, cut the threads, and then grind the end off until you reach the size that you want. Now, the grinding process is easy enough. You use pliers, and you just basically knock the tip off. Works really well. Makes the tire airtight for the most part. You do want to check your gluing, because as it happens, sometimes the rim isn't all that glued well. So you want, but in any case, the screw arrangement worked well as far as I'm concerned. I don't know, some people might have issues with that. And you don't have to worry about stainless screws or anything. I mean, if the head rusts a bit, it'll turn a nice sort of rusty brown color. And the part of the screw that's in the rim is tight, airtight. And actually what you can do if you want to is put some CA glue, or crazy glue, or CA glue, just a dab in the hole before you put the screw in, and then it'll be completely sealed. So that's what I like to do myself. Now that leads to another situation now where you want to balance the tires or balance the wheel, the rim tire combination, or in other words the wheel. So I'm going to get into balancing wheels just in a second. Now my 3 sets are ready to be balanced. Now I've got the Integy balancers. They work really well. They have ball bearings front and back, and as you can see, the wheels are balancing slowly. Now, to actually balance them, what I use is lead tape. Now, this lead tape is used for golf clubs, tennis rackets, to balance those sports equipment. But I find that it's ideal for balancing RC wheels. Now this tape is fairly wide, fairly heavy. It's 2 grams per inch. Now that's useful because then you can measure very precisely how much weight you're putting on. So that one's 2 grams per inch. This one is thinner, and it is 0.25 grams per inch. So with 0.25 and two grams, you can get really close to the right weight. Now, in addition to that, I have these weights. Now these things can be found on Amazon easily. The lead tape for the rackets and the golf clubs. Now this is available on eBay as well. You have a huge range. At the bottom there, the compartments have all the way down to a very small weight in there. And so you take a weight, turn the wheel 180 degrees so that the heavy part is on top, and then you put some weights in there and keep juggling the weights until you get a perfect match. Then you know how much to cut the tape. And oh, sorry, I didn't pull back there. But so you put the weight in the wheel, and I'm not going to actually do the balance because it's too time consuming. Actually, you got to do. I've got like 16 tires there, or 15 rather, or what? 4 times 3, 12 tires to do. But so you go 180. Put the weight in there, whichever one is appropriate, or combination. And since they're since they have the weights, then you know how much to cut per inch. 0.25 and 2. This is 2 grams, and 0.25. And the tape just adheres to the inside of the rim, just like a real car actually. Lead weights. And then yeah, it's fun to do this stuff. So that's how I balance my wheels. So a word of caution, be sure to wear gloves and or wash your hands after manipulating lead, which is toxic and can lead to lead poisoning. So a word of caution. And with that, I'll call it a day. As my electronics engineer friend would say, see you later.